Hi, Dad. Welcome back to another episode of Dave and Andy's Honest About Life. How are you?
I'm doing well, Andy. Our weather, we're finally, coming out of the ice age. It's not bad. It got a little warmer over the weekend, but it still was pretty brutal. The kids are playing baseball outside, and it's just like they got to wear snowmobile suits.
Do you still have piles of snow that haven't completely melted?
No, that's gone. Yeah, thank goodness. It did sleet and snow over the weekend, but it didn't stick. So yeah,
I,
pathetic.
I think I saw your good friend Jonathan Uhas post something on social media about a May Day snow north of you
Yeah,
today.
they had
Today being May 1st.
Yeah, they had several inches up north. So I think Brittany, my daughter, was in on that too. Your sister
Right.
um, was in on that snow, and they're pretty fed up with this winter. It's been a bad one up northern Minnesota, record snowfall, I think.
No thanks.
Yeah,
No thanks at all. So today, I'm not sure you knew this, but today is Melanoma Monday. And this might be a good time to talk about your experience with various skin cancers. Are you willing to talk about what you went through with that?
absolutely, absolutely. It's a good thing. Awareness of it is amazing. Once you're aware that it's there and you can control it. It's most of the types of skin cancer are pretty easily controlled, and that's basal cell and squamous cell. Those are the most common forms of skin cancer that you get. And I've had quite a few of those that usually can either be cut off or burned off. If it gets to the cancer stage, they usually have to cut it off because they do what's called a Mohs surgery. And that Mohs surgery means they take a layer off and then they check the margins, the outside area, and see if there's any left. If there is, then they got to take another layer until they get clear margins around that spot that you had. So that's Mohs surgery, and that's usually pretty controllable with basal cell and squamous cell. Then you get the melanoma, and I had one melanoma up in my cheek, and I thought it was an age spot because it looks similar to an age spot, at least what I had. And I thought, yeah, I'm getting old. I'm going to have age spots. But one day when I was going in for just a normal checkup of my skin, every 6 months I have to go in because I've had skin cancer. They check it over, and they found a spot that had increased in size since the last time. So it had been, I think it was even less than that, about 3 months. And it was the size of about a pencil eraser. But by the time I went in again, it was the size of about a 50-cent piece. So it had grown to quite a large area very quickly. And they said, we got to get that checked. So they biopsied it, and it came back malignant melanoma, which is very fast growing, very aggressive. It floats around in your body. You've got in your blood. They got it all. They said that they had gotten it all. So I think I'm good. But I just had a friend that had some on the top of his head, and they thought they got it all. And about 6 months later, they found a spot on his liver. So he's got a spot the size of about a dime on his liver that's melanoma, which is, you think, oh, that's just skin cancer, melanoma, but it does pop up in other spots too. And this happened to be melanoma on his liver.
It metastasizes and moves around
Yeah, once it's in your blood, yeah, it can get around to different places. So that's why it's very important to get regular checkups. If you're fair skinned, you have a better opportunity or a bigger chance of getting skin cancers. The darker skinned you are, the less likely, but still it can happen. So just get checked. It's easy to get checked.
You've attributed your cases of a variety of different types of skin cancer to, being outside as a young boy, not thinking about sunscreen, hats, these kinds of things. To this day, do you still believe that it's the exposure to sun that you had so much of as a child?
Yeah, I believe so, and it's probably in my DNA as well. I think it's just part of me that is very susceptible to that because I've had quite a few, and I don't know if you can see them, but I've got scars where it off my arms. And it's funny because it's on the left side of my body. It was more prone to getting it, it seemed like. And they say that's because when we're driving, that's the left side of our body that gets all the sun. If you're driving for, hundreds of miles, you get a lot of sun, and it's kind of increased going through the windows of your car. It gets amplified and magnified, and that exposure is greatest on that left side for us here in the United States, where we drive on the left, right? The steering wheel's on the left side. So anyhow, yeah, I think I'm more prone to get it, but I'm very conscious now. So I use a lot of sunscreen, which we didn't have when I was growing up. There wasn't any such thing as sunscreen. But my dad used to get burned badly when he was out fishing, and he'd go without a shirt on, and his back would get burned, and we'd be peeling skin off.
Oh,
The kids would have competitions for the largest piece of skin we could
Gross.
get off of dad's back.
oh.
But yeah. So I think, we're fortunate now to be living in a time when people are becoming more aware of it, and that awareness is going to be very helpful in your health, because it's very easy to detect and control early. If you catch it early, no problems. But if you let it grow, then you got issues.
Yeah, and because it's Melanoma Monday, folks are talking about it on the daily shows, the morning shows, et cetera, and they're talking about the ABCs of melanoma. A is for asymmetry, B is for border irregularity, C is for color, D is for the diameter, and really what I mean by that is this, the mold
As it grows.
as it grows, it changes. E is for the evolution, so a change in size, shape, symptoms, surface, textures, colors. So really good messages. Obviously, it's an important thing for a lot of people. And I know before we end this session, I know that you have been an advocate for this, and you've been very open and public with your own treatments. In fact, I think you even video for TV. You did this
For KSTP, yeah. We did a story on it, and it was during this time of the year when when the sun starts becoming more of an issue with being out in the sun. So it's that melanoma time of the year when you become aware of it. But we did do a story, and I was blessed to hear back from a lot of people that said thank you, because they caught spots that they wouldn't have ever thought that they were cancer. And they would say that you saved my life by bringing this up. So I think that's the important message here, is to be aware that anybody can get it, and it's very easy to go in and get checked.
Yeah, I appreciate the message and your willingness to be so public about it. That's a big deal. I know that folks like, I think it was Katie Couric who went on and was talking about colonoscopies and went through, had the cameras with her when she went through that procedure. I mean, there's folks like that really made this an okay thing to talk about and bring awareness to it, and really appreciate that. So I'm thankful that you're the type of person that's not afraid to talk about those sorts of things, Dad, because I'm sure you're helping a lot of people.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. And it is important, I think, to get the message out as much as possible, and that will save lives.
I think so. Well, thank you, Dad, as always. Wonderful to hear more about that and to be thinking about that today, it being Melanoma Monday. So until next time, Dad, I love you.
Love you, buddy. See you next time.